Rise and shine, Rwanda. It's Monday, the 3rd of August.
Coming up on today's Rise and Shine Rwanda.
Coffee is one of Rwanda's most prized possessions, and an annual competition is here to cement that.
We take a look at what's going down at the Expo 2015.
And our own Chantal takes on a whole new challenge. Good morning, it's just after 7 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Regis Isheja.
And me, Fidelis Karangwa.
And over the next hour, we'll bring you everything from what's hot in sports, business, entertainment. We've got it all for you right here and right now. Fidelis, what do you have in the world of the money?
Well, in the money, I attend maybe one of Kigali's hottest events at the moment, the Expo 2015, and I have all the details on what's going down. Okay, all right. Good stuff.
I know you got
shopping, you know me and shopping, so I was having a blast.
All right. Arnold Sports, what do you have for us?
From volleyball, the national team performance will scrutinize what's next. They're going to Congo Brazzaville for the All Africa Games. Right. You know, we get to look at, do they have a chance to win a medal or not? Look at the Ashes series and the big one coming up, Vladimir Klitschko versus Tyson Fury.
I cannot wait for that. That's one I have to watch with you. We still have to figure out where. We're going to watch that together.
Early mornings.
Absolutely.
I hope it's better than
Mayweather
Pacquiao.
So. Well, all that and more still to come, but first, Rise and Shine story of the day. Coffee is one of the main staples of our economy. It's in this regard that the Cup of Excellence, an international competition that aims at selecting the top quality of coffee that we have in the country, took place in Rulindo, Rusaga district. The competition enables coffee farmers to have business network with big coffee business dealers in the future. Take a look.
That works with NIAB to put on the Cup of Excellence competition. The Cup of Excellence competition discovers the world's best coffee.
This year's edition kicked off with submission of 208 coffee lots for the pre-selection stage. It's an increase from 170 lots received last year and 169 lots in 2013. Every year, the competition looks to promote the quality of the country's coffees and best practices along value chain.
Uyu munsi ni umunsi twizihiza icyo twita Cup of Excellence. Ni umunsi usoza amarushanwa cyangwa se amahiganwa y'amakawa bayaturutse hirya no hino mu gihugu. Haba harabayeho igihe kinini cyuko ayo makawa aza abantu bafite ubuhanga mu kuyasogongera bakayasogongera naho bakayaha amanota. Uyu munsi rero wari umunsi wo guha ababaye indashyikirwa abahinzi b'amakawa cyangwa se amakoperative y'ikawa babaye indashyikirwa mu kugira ikawa nziza mu gihugu. Ni igikorwa cyiza kubera yuko kuko mwabibonye ni kirahesha ishema ikawa yacu, kikerekana ubwiza bwayo, bukerekwa abaguzi b'ikawa. Mwabonye ko hari abantu benshi baturutse hirya no hino ku isi, ni ukugira ngo bayimenye, ariko ni n'uburyo bwo kugurisha kubera ko ari amakawa aya mbere hariya niho abonera isoko. Bikaba rero ari igikorwa cyo kumenyekanisha ikawa y'u Rwanda, kuyihesha agaciro, kuyigurisha, ariko noneho gutera igikomeye, gutera ishema abahinzi b'ikawa, kubera ko nka leta y'u Rwanda dufite gahunda yo kongera ubuso buhingwaho ikawa.
Every washing station submits a sample of 5 kilograms of parchment coffee for each competing lot.
Uyu munsi nk'uyu nguyu icyo tugaragariza ni uko
ikawa y'u Rwanda ikunzwe. Umunsi nk'uyu nguyu ni ukugira ngo twegereze abaturage nabo birebere abatugurira ikawa n'uburyo banayivuga n'ukuntu bayikunda.
Kawa ni igihingwa cy'ingenzi gifitiye abahinzi bacyo akamaro, ariko abahinzi bajya bagiramo imbogamizi. Mbere na mbere ikintu cyitwa isaso. Ubuso bw'igihugu cyacu murazi ni butoya bw'ubwabwo. Iyo rero wahinze kawa nibura biragusaba nimba ufite nibura hegitari kugira igice kindi cya hegitari cy'ibyatsi. Urabona biragusaba ubutaka bunini.
Now, what will our coffee farmers like to see change in their field?
Twebwe nk'abahinzi ba kawa tubona uburyohe bwa kawa tubwumva gutyo kenshi ntago duhura nabwo, ntago tubasha kuyibona ku isoko, ibasha kubona umuntu wifite kandi nabwo akayibona ku giciro kiri hejuru. Tukaba twifuza ko habonetse ubufasha badufasha tukayibona hafi ipfunyitse mu dupfunyika nibura umuhinzi yabasha kwigurira mu buryo buhendutse.
See you in 2016. Regis Sheja, Rise and Shine Rwanda. And joining me in studio now is Dr. Magnifique Ndambe Nzaramba, COO at NAYEB. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
All right, now, when you have this competition, this is an annual thing now, and we see farmers come in big numbers, coffee producers come in big numbers. What's the motivation behind it? Why is NAYEB so enthusiastic about doing this?
Well, the Cup of Excellence, the competitions is really based on finding out the best quality coffees that we have in Rwanda. But not only that, but also trying to show the world the quality of coffee we have. Certainly we cannot compete with some of the large producers in terms of volumes, but we definitely have the capacity to compete with them in terms of quality. And so the competitions basically to identify the good coffees. All our coffee in Rwanda is good, but what the competition does is just trying to identify the flavors, the taste that some of the different buyers or consumers like. People like different types of coffees. And so we want to show them the variety that we have in the country and where exactly it comes from. So the competitions are mostly to identify the actual farmers, who they are, the processors, and also the exporters. So everyone in that whole chain is recognized. And so you can trace that coffee right to the farmer that produced it.
Well, tell us about that variety of coffees that we have here. Rwanda is known now worldwide for having great coffee, but what variety do we have?
We grow one type of coffee, one variety, so which is called the bourbon coffee, the heirloom. But given our different climate, as you know, the country is small, but it's very diverse in altitude and also in elevation and soils. So we have the lower altitude, which is about 900, I guess, meters above sea level, and we have the highest all the way to the volcanoes. Though coffee doesn't grow that high, so it grows to the altitude about 2,000. So due to that, we get different flavors. Some of the coffees in the western province, for example, it's a bit sweet. It's mild in acidity, and also you get the fruity taste, and all that varies across the entire country.
Right.
But again, different consumers want different flavors, which we have. The beauty of the competitions is basically to show our buyers and the consumers the variety that we have. And so you can pick and choose where you want. If you want a sweeter coffee, you can get that from the western part of the country. You want something a little bit more acidic, you can get it within the mid-altitude, and also the southern and bit of the western part of the eastern part of the country. So that's what the whole competition is all about.
Now, we got to talk to some of the farmers that were in Rulindo on Friday, and one of the farmers told us that the fact that there's not enough land to actually farm coffee here in Rwanda, and he was saying that it has probably something to do with how small the country is, something the Minister of Agriculture, who was on site, addressed and said the government is doing all it can to actually have a wider land when it comes to farming coffee. What can you say about that?
Yeah, part of the government policy is land consolidation. So, yes, certainly we don't have that much land. But the beauty of it, we can utilize our land and increase productivity. So our productivity is still very low. So the opportunity that farmers have is take care of, good care of their farms. They're not going to enlarge them in size because they don't have that much land, naturally. but they can be able to get more yield per unit of that land that they have. So that's what we do, help them to give them extension services, give them the technical knowledge that they need, but also train them on how to handle the product. So we reduce the post-harvest losses, even pre-losses, actually, pre-post-harvest, pre-harvest losses, so they can at least get as much as they can out of their farms. That's all they can do at this point in time. So the opportunity is still there. When they still, right now, we're talking about 2 kilos of cherries per tree, right. But the varieties have the potential to do 5 kilos. So you can imagine still have 50% to go. So they shouldn't lose heart, they shouldn't be discouraged, there's still room to improve. When we get to 5, then we can worry about land sizes. But right now we shouldn't worry about that. Instead we should worry about making the land more productive.
Now, one other lady that we got to speak to, one other farmer who's in the report we just saw, she's talking about how Rwanda is known for having great coffee, but then again, not every Rwandan has access to coffee because of the prices out there, and they're not capable. The ones that actually farm the coffee are not capable of actually buying it. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I guess it's a question of mindset. We don't expect our farmers to be drinking instant coffee like Nesquik, right? So what you're trying to train them is to make home roasted coffee, which is also done elsewhere.
Is that working?
It is. It works. If you go to countries like Ethiopia, their local consumption has developed greatly just because every farm almost knows how to roast coffee on the pan, on their stove. So they know how to roast it, they know how to grind it. That's all it takes. So you don't have to go and buy coffee from the supermarket. If you're a coffee farmer, you can as well prepare it at home. And it'll taste good, if not much better than the pre-processed and some of that has been on the shelves for months. Yet you have the really fresh crop that is barely a week from your farm. So we're trying to train our farmers to learn how to make their own coffee. If they do that, it's not going to be expensive because they're not going to buy it. They have to use their own crop. So that's the program that we have, what we call home roasting. To a scale, of course, it's not that commercial, but at least let them enjoy the taste. That way they'll be able to know what a good coffee is. Right now they just process it and then they call it good because the price they've been given. But when you taste it, that's when you know exactly what you're talking about and what you need to do to maintain that quality.
And among the winners that we just saw in the report, you had some hailing from Asia, hailing basically from all over the world. Mm-hmm. How great is it that our farmers here get to meet consumers from elsewhere and other people who are really great when it comes to making coffee, to actually learn from them or export our products so that we can be present regionally and internationally?
Yeah, as you saw, we had I think we had national jurors from 11 countries all over the world. Now, this is a good opportunity for them to interact with the farmers. So when you're doing they spent a week here, they visited a few farmers, but the whole award ceremony is to kind of give the buyers that opportunity to interact with the actual farmers behind the commodity. What it is in specialty coffee, because you need a premium price, it's not just selling quantities or selling the product, but the people behind the story. You're really trying to tell the story. That's what some of the consumers are willing. Why would he buy a coffee at $5 and yet he can get a $2 coffee from a convenience store? So the reason why he wants to pay that extra dollar is because he wants to know, he's buying into the story. Who is going to tell your story? No one is going to tell your own story. You have to tell it yourself. So that's what we're trying to do with our coffee marketing. Let's tell our coffee story. Who are the people behind it, the passion they put into the coffee, how they process it, so that when the people you saw on Friday, the jurors, most of the jurors actually, they are coffee buyers. So, that's what we tell our farmers, that these are real buyers. They're not just cuppers, they're real buyers. If they like a product, they buy it. We've had cases whereby a coffee doesn't win, but then somebody calls and says, I want the coffee that I cupped, though it didn't win. Just because them as the consumers, they know the product. So the farmers don't get to meet them often, but on such occasions they do meet them, and some of them actually, they've been here 7 times. There are a couple of the people who were in that competition that have been here 7 times. They've never missed any competition, and so all the times they come, they want to meet a different group of farmers.
Remarkable, yes.
So we always appreciate that, because they're the same people that give us feedback and tell us you need to improve here, you need to improve here, and they also give us a feedback about who has improved. And that person have improved, so we have to make sure that we help them to maintain. It's just not a matter of improving and then you out of we're out of touch with you, but we also try to make sure that we follow them up to maintain. So that's a good opportunity. They do get to meet them, actually, for the 7 years that have been coming around.
That's fantastic. It's great that they get to exchange ideas, exchange, I wouldn't say taste buds, but at least exchange, their point of views when it comes to coffee and what can grow better coffee in the country and elsewhere. Dr. Nzaramba, we appreciate you being on the show.
Hopefully
you won't be back only for the next cup next year, but
no,
before that.
We'll be here.
Right.
Anytime, give us an opportunity. We'll appreciate
you
using that opportunity to talk to our viewers and especially the farmers.
Thank you, Dr. Nzaramba.
Thank
You're
you
watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Business stories making headlines today. The number of Indian tourists visiting the country could soon increase following the signing of a cooperation deal between Rwanda Tour and Travel Association and Outbound Tour Operation Association of India to market the country in the Asian nation. Officials say this memorandum of understanding will help in marketing Rwanda as a must-visit touristic destination in India, which they expect will significantly increase the number of tourists from the country. This agreement will also enable Rwanda to tap into the Indian tourism market and help improve the sector's foreign exchange earnings, as well as help promote trade and investment between the two countries. The government is seeking 3 trillion Rwandan francs to boost fish production for the export and domestic markets in the next 5 years. Analysts project that the country will increase fish production from the current 24,500 tons to 130,000 tons if the funds are provided. It's expected that this will be a major boost for fisheries and also help in developing a culture of eating fish in the country. And the tax bodies of the region have rolled out a scheme to consolidate gains from the local customs incentives in order to increase import revenue and minimize trade issues faced by business people while clearing goods. According to officials, the scheme will allow accredited firms to enjoy shorter turnover times for clearing goods at border points across the region and faster verification checks. This, in turn, is expected to help businesses to post higher profits due to cost saving. Now, just last week, the 17th Expo Rwanda kicked off at the Gikondo Expo grounds, attracting 300 exhibitors from 15 countries. We attended the exhibition to let you know what to look out for at the event that has become the shopper's highlight of the year. Take a look.
Madiba, like many people in the country, is always excited when the Expo comes to town. Having scored himself a job in this year's exhibition, he pointed out that this event is both a good source to educate the Rwandan people of the various goods that are in the markets, and that it also presents job opportunities for many people like himself.
Nukwegereza abaturage ibikoresho byiza byoroshye gukoresha ku mafaranga make. Biri kunyungura byone amafaranga cyambere niyo twaje gushaka, then biri kunyungura kumenyana n'abantu, indimi, then bikameya ne ibintu byinshi byerekeye abantu.
The event that has been going on for the past 17 years now attracts people from many countries that include Egypt, Pakistan, Malaysia, and most of the East African Community member states. When asked about their experience in this year's Expo, however, most of the responses were unpleasant.
This time I can say that it's not that like the other shows we used to come, because this time things are very slow. And even at least the way the show is, it's not at least, it is like we come all the time because people are not even coming at least to purchase or to see what to be. Because most of the people, they say that maybe they don't have money or maybe things are expensive. We have never paid tax, but this time at least we have paid tax. Even when we came, they hold our goods in Majerwa. So at least it has been a hard time for us at least this time.
The Expo yabaye mbi kurushaho niko mbibona kuko irahenze, amasitandi arahenze kandi ubona abantu ari bakeya, ntabwo uko twari dusanzwe tubimenyera ariko bimeze.
kumva amasitande arahenze kandi abakiriya bazaduha make sobanura ngo natwe igiciro twakizamuye kugira ngo tubone amafaranga tuyakuremo tubona ya stand ariko bisobanura ngo iyi expo ntabwo isa n'ayandi ma expo.
With the country trying to attract foreign investments, an issue like this could cripple the pace at which this goal could be achieved.
This time, in fact, people even will fear to come to Rwanda to Expo because now it has become very expensive for us. We pay the stand a lot of money, we pay the tax. So now if we try to sell our items, people they say they're expensive. So we think it won't be easy for us to make business this time.
Kangwa Fidelis, Rise and Shine Rwanda.
And joining us now in studio is Yvette Mukarwema, the COO of PSF Rwanda. Murakaza neza Yvette ku kiganiro cyacu.
Murakoze.
Ese noneho dutangiye tuganira ku muntu udasanzwe amenyereye bya Expo ndari nk'umuntu uri mu ntara arimo kure kiganiro cyacu. Yavuga ati ese Expo imariye iki abanyarwanda, tubwire nkawe nk'umuntu usanzwe yoganiza buri mwaka. Ese Expo kuko ku munyarwanda imaze iki, nihe mpamvu tugomba kuyigira?
Murakoze cyane. Expo ifite akamaro kanini ku banyarwanda. Ubwo nimvuga abanyarwanda hari abaguzi, hari n'abagurisha, ndetse yewe nakongeraho n'abayobozi kuko nabo bafitiye umumaro. Icyambere nko kubagurisha n'umwanya mwiza wo kwerekana ibikorwa byabo, babasha kubimurika bikamenyekana ku bantu benshi. Expo ni isoko rinini, mu gihe umuntu yicara mu iduka rye cyangwa mu ruganda rwe akaba uwakira abantu benshi akaba ashobora kwakira abantu 50. Ubwo wakira abantu 50 ntako batagize, nawe urabizi umuntu ushobora kubona abakiriya 50 ku munsi ni benshi cyane kire kuri mu isoko. Ariko muri Expo ho haza abantu barenga 15,000 ku munsi, kuko ubu dutegereje abantu 270 bagomba kwinjira mu murikagurisha baje gusura. No kuvuga ngo abo bantu 15,000 ku munsi nibura 2,000 cyangwa 3 bishobora kugera kuri stand yawe buri munsi. Urumva ko n'abantu benshi cyane babasha kumenya igikorwa cyawe, bakakimenya icyarimwe, kandi noneho bakamenya ubwiza bwacyo, ndetse si no kubimenya gusa ahubwo bakaguha feedback, bakakubwira icyo babitekerezaho, bakakubwira ibitekerezo, icyo wakora, icyo wakungura kuri ibyo bikorwa byawe. Icyo ni icyambere bimariye ugurisha. Icya kabiri bimumariye nuko bituma icyo navugaga hari kubimenyekanisha, ariko noneho kuba niba afite nka produit cyangwa ikintu gishyashya ashaka kushyira ku isoko, ni umwanya mwiza wo kukigerageza, kugitestinga, kureba cyakundwa n'abaguzi. Ese iki nagishyira ku isoko byagenda gute, ndacyongeraho iki, ndakigeza gute. Aho ni ku baguzi, nako ni ku bagurisha. Ku baguzi rero ngira ngo nkatwe twese abantu benshi ntago bagira umwanya wo kuzenguruka isoko ryose. Niba ushaka ikintu winjira mu iduka rimwe, ibyo bakubwiye ukumva ibyo. Ariko noneho muri Expo ni nk'amaduka menshi, inganda nyinshi ziba zagiriye hamwe, ku buryo ushobora kugereranya ibiciro by'ahantu hatandukanye, ushobora kugereranya ubwiza bwa produits zitandukanye icyarimwe, ukaba ushobora kubona. Ubu dufite abantu b'expoza 300, kampani 383. No kuvuga ngo ushobora kugereranya ibintu biturutse mu bigo 383 icyarimwe. Ubusanzwe sinzi n'uwaguha umwaka wose ngo usure ibigo 383 ntabwo wabishobora, ariko noneho hari ushobora kubikora mu gihe cy'umunsi umwe gusa. Aho ni ku muguzi, noneho no kureba ibiciro no kureba ibyiza byabyo. Ikindi kintu cyiza haba harimo kurushanwa kubagurisha. Uko bashaka kurushanwa niko bituma bongera ubwiza bw'ibyo bakora, niko bituma bagabanya ibiciro, ni nako bituma barushaho gushakisha ubundi bumenyi, creativity, ni akahe gashya shyira mu bintu byanjye. Ibyo byose bituma bibatera courage yo guhindura uburyo bakoraga ibintu. Nari mvuze ku muguzi n'ugurisha. Noneho naza kuri leta. Ku ruhande rwa leta, ni Expo ni indorerwamo, ni mira bareberamo ubukungu bw'igihugu. Noneho kuko tuba dufite n'abanyamahanga babasha kugereranya, ese aba banyarwanda bacu ibyo bakora tubigeranyije n'ibyo abanyamahanga baba bazanye, ese turi ku ruhe rugero, twakwipima gute? Ari leta ubwayira ni igipimo, ni nk'umunzani. Noneho n'abacuruzi ubwo babasha kwishyira ku munzani. Niba umuntu akora ibintu bimwe n'ibyo yaturutse Uganda cyangwa Kenya cyangwa yaturutse Malaysia, ukabigereranya n'ibyawe uhita ureba uti burya bya bintu byanjye byajya nanjye ku isoko mpuzamahanga. Na leta ikavuga iti ba bantu bacu dukeneye kubazamura bakagera kuri uru rwego. Urumva ko rero Expo ni igikorwa gifite akamaro ku banyarwanda mu ngeri zose ndetse no ku bayobozi babo, kuko kwa kundi bafata ibyemezo ndetse banatekereza icyo bakorera abanyarwanda, bibaha noneho ibitekerezo bakavuga ati abantu bacu baracyari hasi cyangwa se tumaze kugera ahantu dushobora natwe kubafasha kujyana ibicuruzwa byabo mu isoko mpuzamahanga.
None uvuze ikintu cyiza, uvuga ati bituma abantu bashaka gukora competition bakanagabanya n'ibiciro cyane cyane muri Expo. Wonjaho n'ikindi ngo mbese abanyamahanga nabo bakaza mu Rwanda bakareba isoko dufite, bakareba niba bakwinvestinga amafaranga yabo hano. Ariko urebye muri no Expo najyemo nkatembera n'abantu batandukanye twavuganye, abantu benshi bavugaga ati ubusanzwe tumenyeye ko ibiciro muri Expo biba byagabanutse, ariko muri no Expo y'uyu mwaka ati ntago ariko bimeze. Kandi wabaza n'abantu bafite amastand bakakubwira ati byatewe nuko ubu twagombye kwishura imisoro muri no mwaka. Ese ni iki cyateye iyo change yabayeho, kandi murumva bitazabangamira mbese ukuntu Expo zakorwaga mbese na clientele yanyu n'abantu bazaga gukora gushira amastand muri Expo? Ntago icyambere mbanza kuhakana nuko ibiciro byiyongereye. Nta biciro byiyongera. Impamvu mvuga ko bitiyongera nuko igihe cyose abantu bazana ibintu muri Expo bashyiraho igiciro special cya Expo, ku buryo niyo baranakubwira bati nuza kugura nyuma ya Expo dore amafaranga uzakiguraho muri Expo, iki ni igiciro cya Expo. Ahubwo abo bakubwira ko byiyongereye hari kumenya gutandukanya ibintu. Dufite abantu baza gusura Expo kubera ko hari mu Rwanda tugomba kuba tutagira inshuro nyinshi cyangwa ahantu henshi ho gukorera ibintu by'imyidagaduro. Noneho abantu benshi akaza gusura Expo aje kwidagadura, yava kwidagadura akajya kurya brochette no kunywa fanta. Noneho ka kabari ahantu usanga nk'ahantu mu tubari muri exposition, kuko bo niba ari fantasi yakora ntabwo baje kwerekana ko fanta ari nziza, ahubwo baje gushakisha amafaranga. Aho ngaho rero kuri fanta niba yasanzwe yigurisha amafaranga 300-400 ahita ashyiraho nuko azishyura stand, ho fanta irazamuka, brochette ikazamuka. Noneho iyo uhuye rero n'aba bantu bose baje kwigurira brochette na fanta akubwira ko ibiciro byiyongereye cyane, kuko niba aho yajyanaga 2,000 mu kabari bikamufasha akarangiza, noneho akeneye muri Expo kongeraho 1,000 bikaba 3. Aho ngaho ho niho nemera ko urebye ibiciro by'utubari na restaurant ho bagerageza kongeraho, usibye ko nabo badakabye ariko bagerageza kongeraho atuma bagaruza yandi ya stand. Ariko nujya nko mu nganda ukajya nko muri Loto ukinjiramo ukaba nubabaza igiciro, nubabwira utanzaza kugifata ku ruganda, arakubwira ati nuza muri iki gihe cya Expo, ariko nyuma ya Expo uzasanga atari ko bimeze. Abayaje abareba ati ndi Loto, hari Afritank, hari abantu benshi bacuruza amatank, nanjye naje kwerekana ko tank zanjye ari nziza kandi zihendutse, abashaka kugira ngo agerageze kugaragaza ko akora neza kurenza competitors babo. So izo ni inganda nakomeza. Nujya ahantu bacuruza amavuta, babandi berekana iby'amavuta, aho urasanga ayo mavuta bagerageza kuyashyira hasi bagashyiraho n'amapromotion bakakongeza. Uzajye muri bari abantu bacuruza amavuta yo kurya za Bidco, nurangiza ujye muri za Movita bakora ibyo mu misatsi n'ibyo, usanga hari n'ibyo bari gutanga by'ubuntu bongeza banakwereka, noneho bakavuga bati turagusokoza ku buntu kugira ngo tukwereke ko amavuta yacu ari meza. Aba bantu b'inganda, abo bacuruzi bakomeye bashaka gupromotinga ibintu byabo, ibiciro barabigabanya. Ariko nujya umuntu wacururizaga muri commerciale acuruza amasafuriya udafite muri we igitekerezo cya marketing, yaje muri Expo aravuga ati stand nayiguza amafaranga runaka, ndagomba ku isafuriya ndayongeraho ayo nagiraga nacururizaga. Ariko nugena none ku ruganda rukora amasafuriya urasanga bagabanije ibiciro. Niyo mpamvu ndashaka kugira ngo tujye twumva philosophy iri behind ese kuzamuka no kugabanuka kw'ibiciro. Ni umuntu ufite purpose yo gukora marketing muri Expo aragabana igiciro, ariko ufite purpose yo gukora amafaranga arongera.
kandi noneho wandi ufite papasi yo gukora amafaranga ninde ni wa wundi ntago caringa kuri brand nta kibazo cya brand nta kimubwiye kubisafuriya aho akorera nta kibimubwiye icyo ashaka na amafaranga.
So mushamace kuri wowe wavuga ko amastand mu mwaka ushize n'ubu ngubu nta cyahindutseho kigali.
Oya nta nubwo ari umwaka ushize n'ubu ngubu tumaze imyaka igera ku 9 tutarahindura igiciro cya stand ntago higeze hiyongeraho n'ifaranga na rimwe despite ko hari inflation hari ibihinduka ibyo bihinduka byose turabyirengagiza kuko private sector federation organizing Expo it's not a business. Ubundi ntago wabona business ihera imyaka 9 idahindura igiciro. Twebwe rero tumaze imyaka 9 yose stand igura amafaranga 450 kugeza uyu munsi igiciro ntikirahinduka.
None tubizeye ibintu byiza ko ndabyumva mu myaka iri imbere twizeye ko hazazana byinshi byiza kurushaho kandi mwakoze cyane kuza mu kiganiro.
Murakoze cyane nawe.
Well, the up to date today's business headlines. Sports news coming up next in just a minute with Arnold Kwizera.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Time now for your sports news. I'm Arnold Kwizera. Starting with volleyball, Rwanda men's national volleyball team has turned focus to the upcoming All-Africa Games, which will be held in Congo-Brazzaville from the 2nd to the 19th of September. Paul Bitok's team finished in 6th position at the just concluded 2015 Men's African National Championships in Cairo, Egypt, at the Cairo Stadium Complex. Meanwhile, African giants Egypt claimed their 8th African Championship title after they overcame arch-rivals Tunisia 3-0, while Morocco took home the bronze medal after they topped Algeria 3-1 for the 3rd place. Moving on to cricket, England took a 2-1 lead in their best-of-5 test series after securing an 8-wicket victory over Australia at Edgbaston. Australia were bowled out for 265 runs, setting England a target of 121 runs by the 3rd day, and Ian Bell and Joe Root were in commanding fashion as they led England to a 2-1 victory for a 2-1 series lead going into next week's test at Nottingham wicket. Tyson Fury has noted that the performance of the referee will be under intense scrutiny in his October world title fight in Dusseldorf, but warned champion Vladimir Klitschko that not even 55 men in the middle will prevent him from leaving with the belts. Undefeated Fury will challenge the Ukrainian for the WBO, IBO, IBF and IBO titles at the Esprit Arena on October 24th in the 25th contest of his professional career. Klitschko represents the biggest test of Fury's career by far, and the 26-year-old is rated as a 3-1 outsider against the long-standing world heavyweight champion.
All right, Arnold, so Vladimir Klitschko, Fury, a lot of people waiting for that bout. Who do you got in the fight?
It's a tight one. You know, you always have to go with a champ. I think Vladimir Klitschko, he gets it done. He gets the business done. He's not flashy. He is not entertaining. He has not given us a knockout in a very long time.
But he's very efficient.
Yeah, but he is very efficient. That's the perfect word I was looking for. Vladimir Klitschko is very efficient. And when you look at Tyson Fury, he is younger. He is hungry. And we've seen from the press conferences, he's trying to taunt the Russian into saying something. But Klitschko is being laid back. Tyson Fury is also trying to sell tickets. You know, this heavyweight boxing hasn't given us much attention. And in one of the comments Tyson Fury made in his press conference over the weekend was that Klitschko has bored the sport with his style, that no one wants to watch heavyweight boxing anymore, and everyone wants to see him beaten. Yes, everyone wants to see him beaten.
But when both Klitschko brothers were fighting Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis, everybody thought they were going to dominate the category for a long time, because we saw Lewis's retirement coming. Holyfield wasn't going to be the same person. What do you think is missing in the heavyweight category right now?
I think it's missing because the heavyweight category has always had the showman. Yeah,
there's no charismatic fighters.
Yes, they're not charismatic because the Klitschkos are laid back. They are Russian at the end of the day. They don't have much to say. But when you look at the greats of heavyweight boxing, when you look at the Muhammad Ali, he was a talker. He could talk and walk the talk. When you look at Mike Tyson, he could walk the talk. And I hope Tyson Fury can pick something from Mike. When you look at someone like Lennox Lewis, he was entertaining. He was charismatic. He could attract the fans to the ring. Evander Holyfield, the same thing. The Klitschko brothers are not, as entertaining. And remember, they have refused to fight each other. They said they can never take on each other. But someone like Tyson Fury, I think we needed to gauge him with the likes of David Haye before him taking on the Klitschko brothers, because I expected him to struggle against his fellow Brit. But then, unfortunately, that fight didn't happen because David Haye pulled out with an injury, his left toe. But Tyson Fury up against Klitschko, it will be entertaining to watch, but it may be another Pacquiao versus Mayweather at the end of the day.
All right. Now, the Rwanda volleyball team headed to Brazzaville for the All-African Games next month. That's from the 2nd to the 19th of September. What are our chances, truthfully?
When you look at our group at the All-Africa Games, our group has Cameroon, who beat us twice at the concluded Africa Championships. When you look at Algeria, they were 4th at the African Championships. So those are 2 strong teams in our group that yet only 2 teams can get out of the group to get in the medal prospects. Now, the last time Rwanda finished 4th at the All-Africa Games. Now, can we get into these medals? We have to first deal with business. We took on Cameroon and beat them at home in friendlies, but the Cameroonian side that came to the Africa Games was a different side, because they beat Paul Bitok's side 3-1 in the group stages and beat them 3-0 in the 5th to 6th playoff. Now, I think that's all down to preparations. Did Rwanda prepare well? I think we didn't put much emphasis on preparations when you compare it to the Zone 5 qualifiers that we had. You had the likes of Ivan Mahoro coming in late last minute. We had injuries going into the tournament. Christopher Mokunzi, the captain. When you look at Lawrence Iguma Yakan, the vice captain, he was also injured going into this tournament, and they were forced to play. But if we can prepare early, as soon as the players get back from Egypt, which is going to be tomorrow, Tuesday, I think they should go straight into camp, have about 4 days rest, straight into camp and prepare for the All-Africa Games, because what matters is getting out of that group.
And that's going to be a tough one.
And that's going to be a tough one. And I think we can get into the medal prospects, because the likes of Egypt, the likes of Tunisia that have qualified for the World Championships won't be sending their senior teams to the All-Africa Games because they don't get qualification points. So they will be at the World Championships that will be taking place in Japan or Turkey. Not yet confirmed for the venue. But you feel that with them sending feeder teams, maybe under 23 sides, Rwanda has a chance of going on to sneak even a bronze medal or a silver medal, but winning it, that's another story.
That will be a bit tougher. All right, so England, Australia, best of 5 series, who do you have taken it?
I'm shocked. Australia are collapsing day in, day out. England have also been very inconsistent over the past 2 years when it comes to Test cricket. They have not won 2 consecutive Test matches. That's why I think once again Australia will come back and level this series and maybe push it to the 5th set decider, which will be, I think, which will be a 50-50 chance. Now the question comes in about the selection policy of the Australians. When you look at Shane Warne, the legendary Australian spinner, he was talking about should they drop Michelle Stark. Right. England had Joe Root coming in at number 3 and number 4, and Ian Bell picked up 4 crucial wickets in the opening 7 innings. You felt that the English side came out more hungry at Edgbaston. The wicket wasn't favourable for any of the batsmen. But then the likes of Michelle Johnson and Michelle Stark should have come to play for the Australians. So you feel Australians blew their own chance. Now, Michael Clark has to make a decision of either to bring in a spinner, going into the next test, or to change his pairing at number 3 and number 4 when attacking that ball for the Australians. And I think that's where the Australians are going to look at their selection policy, going into the side, the 11 men that they're going to choose to take on the English team come that 4th test at Nottingham in about 2 days' time. And we'll give you all those highlights.
Listen, doesn't get more passionate than this best of 5 series. It's something. Arnold, thank you very much.
Thank you, Regis.
All right, you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. Do not go anywhere. News are coming up next.
Making headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
His Excellency President Paul Kagame says the socio-economic transformation of Africa and Rwanda will have to be carried forward by this generation. President Kagame was in Gabiro this past weekend, where he addressed over 100 young Rwandan youth gathered for the closing of the 8th edition of Itorero in Ndangamirwa. This year's edition was a 3-week civic education course that brought together 181 young Rwandans living abroad. The president also told the youth that knowledge alone is not sufficient and emphasized the importance of knowing one's identity, values, and culture. During the training, the young Intore learned about the country's history, past and present culture and values, critical thinking, recent socioeconomic developments, and the values that are fostering Rwanda's future.
29 commissioners and senior police officers have graduated the Masters of Arts in Peace Studies and Conflict Transformation from the University of Rwanda. During their course, the officers acquired skills directed towards building a modern and professional police force. They ranged from peace studies and conflict transformation and strategic command offered by the National Police College. The courses are designed explicitly as a leadership program with an aim to upgrade policing to the highest standards and placing participants into the demanding roles where they can develop as leaders and strategists. Last month, the National Police College graduated 30 senior police officers from 8 African countries after pursuing a similar course.
And in regional news, a close aide of Burundi's President Pierre Nkurunziza has been killed in an attack on his car in the capital, Bujumbura. General Adolphe Nshimirimana was a former army chief and staff intelligence chief. The attackers targeted his car in the Kamenge district, reportedly with machine guns and rocket launchers. Witnesses to the attack said 4 men in militant fatigues had sprayed the car with bullets. Burundi has been racked by unrest since April, when Mr. Nkurunziza announced that he will seek a 3rd term in office. Opponents argued this contravened the constitution, and there was a failed coup attempt in May. A presidential election was then held last month, which Mr. Nkurunziza won, but then the opposition boycotted the elections. General Nshimirimana was reportedly coming out of the president's personal security and had been central in cracking down on protests.
A second piece of suspected plane debris was washed ashore on the Indian Ocean island of Reunion after a wing part suspected to come from the missing flight MH370 was found on Wednesday. The object, believed to be the door of an aircraft, was discovered just south of the city of St. Denis. It is said to have writing on it and possibly some illustrations. The Malaysia Airlines craft from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing disappeared last March with 239 people on board. Malaysia's transport ministry says it now wants to expand the research for more debris around Union. An Australian-led search effort for the plane has so far focused on vast areas of the southern Indian Ocean, about 4,000 kilometers on the east of Reunion. No physical trace of the aircraft have been found.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Lifestyle now. Fidelis, what do you have for us?
Well, we have probably one of the fittest people in Rwanda at the moment. Share the couch with us and tell us a bit more about her fitness plan.
And something tells me I know who that is. All
Yep.
right.
We've had her on the couch before, and today she'll prove to us once again that her fitness plan is a lifetime commitment. Chantal is here. We missed you, girl.
Hi.
You're looking nice.
Thank
looking
you.
Good. Now, we know you took on yet another fitness challenge. Tell us a bit about that.
It's more of like a post U 2.0 challenge. So Dennis started like a boot camp. It's twice a week, and he calls it the Warrior Boot Camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's really intense. So it's extremely hard. So even though I just go twice, I feel like I've gone for like the whole week. But yeah, so he basically combined all of the workouts that we used to do with the trainers. So cardio, high intensity, muscle training, all of it into an hour's class. And yeah, I signed up for that too.
Yeah, now I'm going to ask you the same question that everyone keeps on asking me. After the boot camp, do you feel like you're maintaining the same workout schedule as you did while doing the Waka U 2.0 program?
Well, during Waka 2.0, I used to work out 4 times a week. 4 times a week, but with a trainer, 3 times and once on my own. And so now I just do the high intensity boot camp, which is twice. And then sometimes I'll do like walking or something, but it's usually twice a week. And I try to find like a 3rd day of something
Well, it's
fun.
showing. You look great.
Thank you. It might be the black, but thanks.
No, I'm sure it's you. Now, the other thing is that I've found really hard after the program is, now, after the program, you feel tempted to get back to eating your old stuff. How have you been dealing with that?
I don't know how I've been dealing with that. You just, well, like sugar, let's say sugar is something, like I'm used to the tablets, so you just get used to certain things. And then it's not like, the diet was never that extreme. So you still have eggs for breakfast, protein, it's a lot of protein. Just like, you just know, it's a lifestyle change. I feel like the U 2.0 program was more of a lifestyle change, not really a diet. So it's really easy to still like incorporate it into my daily life. Yeah.
Now, do you see yourself maybe taking on the Waka U 2.0 challenge once again if it starts next year?
Maybe. I don't know.
What would that depend on?
It would depend on if I feel like dying again.
Good point. I feel you.
Fidelis, where have you been? Where have you been at the gym?
Yeah, that's the thing. You can sell me out on screen, but exactly. I've literally not gone to the gym in like 3 weeks or so.
Yeah,
I'm quite ashamed, but well, it's showing that my bad behavior is showing. But hopefully you'll inspire me after today to get back to it. Now, do you feel that personally yourself? I know there's also a take a friend day.
Yes.
Do you feel that also inspires you to work out more as a person who's just starting out? Do you advise them to always have someone come with them for workouts?
That's what I usually do, because if I do the 2 bootcamp classes, it's Tuesday and Thursday, and Friday is bring a friend to Waka day. So I usually just take somebody, because all of my friends are dying for Waka memberships. So I just take them, and then that gives me a 3rd day of working out. So it's a win-win for all of us.
Now, for Chantal, what should we expect to see maybe in the next 6 months? You know, fashion mogul, you know.
I don't think I can
model,
say that on
runway.
TV in the morning, but just a healthier me, I think.
Yes.
Yeah,
and what would you say to someone who's starting out, who basically is looking at you and thinking, gosh, what she's doing, I want to be exactly like that?
Just take 1 step in the right direction, and then you'll keep going. I think that's the best thing. Like when I started the Waka U 2.0, I think I was really committed, and so I don't want all the work to be a waste. So I just keep going. But I think once you start in the right direction, you shouldn't turn back, for sure.
Because everything else goes to waste.
Everything else goes to waste. All that time, all those birthday cakes that you missed out on, that wine. Like just let it be. Just keep going.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Chantal. You're amazing. You look nice. I'm sure someone's going to look at you today and be inspired to work out. So
I hope so.
Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we'll be right back with Hot Topics.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda, and it's that Hot Topics time again. As always, the Rise and Shine team have been out and about, gathering everything you need to know about what's happening here and abroad. From the debates on Twitter to what's happening in your local cafe, we've got it for you right here and right now. All right, guys, so Arnold, I know this when you heard about this yesterday. This was a shock. It was a shock not only because President Pierre Nkurunziza got re-elected, even in the conditions that we know, but we felt like he was back in control of everything and that nothing could really derail the next 5 years. And now we hear news about Adolphe Nshimirimana being killed. This is his right-hand man, the man who took care of everything obscure and things we're not going to mention here. What did you feel about it when you heard about it yesterday?
Well, it being a shock, still in between that. But I think the situation in Burundi is very tense right now, especially being that he was the head of the presidential guard, right. And he was one of the generals who helped repatriate those attacks, especially when they attacked the national broadcaster RTNC, the Niombare's squad. Yeah, but I think we don't know who has carried out the attack yet. No one has yet come out to claim that they did carry out the attack, but this is going to make the situation in Burundi more tense, and hopefully they don't get back into a civil unrest, because the way things are looking at, no one is going to feel safe. And being that this was carried out by people in military uniform,
fatigues, yes.
Yeah, it's going to we're going to ask the questions of how united is the army, especially in this situation.
Especially since some heavy artillery was used, from what I read. And on top of that, Fidelis, I know you heard about this. A lot of Burundians had, emigrated to Rwanda. And we heard since the election that a lot of them went back to Burundi. Now,
yeah, there were numbers, but then as they were going back, we still had people still coming back, because people were unsure. Yeah, but then when Rasak came and took up the position of becoming Deputy Speaker of Parliament, you had optimism that the situation is going to be quelled in Burundi.
Right.
So I think this is more or less 3 steps forward and 5 steps back for the Burundian government and Burundian people. But again,
tell us about his tactics and what he used to do, because this was a man who was very, very dark.
The general has been killed. General Adolphe Shimirimana was the right-hand person. Him and Willie Nyamitwe were very outspoken when it came out to the failed attempted coup. And it's rumored that he was even one of the people who plotted and talked to General Godefroid Niyombare, French names. Godfrey. I'll go with Godfrey. Yeah, I talked to General Godfrey about them carrying out the attacks. Yeah, only to step back, and help defend those in control. Because when we go back to the events of May the 13th, the airport was in the control of what was called the rebel factions, but he is the person who led the attacks on getting back the airport and getting the national broadcasters. Now, he is also known for leading the attacks on quelling the protests, and he is known for, he has a great influence within the army. That's one of the reasons why they were saying maybe the army is still intact, maybe only 1 battalion of the army kind of pulled back from the army. And let's not forget, he was also the head, he was the intelligence chief. So his role, if you would say, he was the number 2 in Burundi at this moment.
Being the presidential guard chief and chief of national intelligence. What do you think about this whole situation?
One thing is for sure, I feel the hate or the anger of the Burundian people was clear to see. I mean, there's some pictures that we saw of where it happened, where people threw pans and cups and all these things, and that's their way of trying to say maybe we didn't exactly execute him, but we're sure glad it has happened.
Yeah.
And
even though there came out tweets,
people are on social media writing they're glad about it. So I mean, at this point, honestly, I just feel like, we've been saying it for a long time, a solution needs to come and needs to come soon, because as much as Honorable Pierre Nkurunziza might be in power, it's one thing being in power, it's another thing leading people who are ready to be led by you. And if those two things don't go together, then it just won't work.
You have an election turnout that was less than 30%, which means majority of those who registered for the votes actually didn't vote, because you had about only 2 million people actually voting. Now, you have 2 million people and you only get 69.4% of those votes. That shows you've been rejected by your people in actual sense, because only your fans came out to vote and people who had confidence in you. So I think again, we don't have who to look to, because the African Union has failed us. The East African community hasn't done its role to the Burundian people, because the Burundian people, when you talk to them, they feel failed by these institutions. So I think an amicable solution should be held so soon, and we hope Burundi doesn't dive back into those unrests.
Hopefully, absolutely. Well, don't forget, we'd love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us at Rise and Shine RW. Like us on Facebook and send us your ideas for programs. Check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda YouTube page where you can catch all the shows and the reports we do on a daily basis. Find us on Instagram, Rise and Shine RW. We'd love to see your pictures. Or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website. Well, that's all the time we have for today. But like I just said, let us know what you think about what we talked about here, General Adolphe Nshimirimana, and all these other things that are happening in the world. We'd like to know what you think about it. You've been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Regis Isheja.
And me, Fidelis Kang. We'll be back here same time, same place tomorrow, but from the both of us and Arnold here, we can't wait to see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.